What's going on, everyone? We are back for episode 3, and as promised, I am not recording in full screen, so hopefully this looks a little bit better for you. Right now, I am in Catherby. I am going to buy some farming equipment. That way I can start raking stuff, because I think that's really going to be my only means of getting farming XP for quite a while. Now I just got to find the farming person. I usually do the one in Falador, so I didn't actually even know this was here. And we are going to get us a rake. Let's see. Can't really get anything else that would be of any use. I think the fastest method is actually bagged plants, but I'm not going to do that for now. And we have started our raking journey. What I'm doing basically is I do get XP for actually raking stuff, but also I'm going to use this to make compost. So what we're actually going to do is train Hunter, just because I'm over here and I don't really feel like crossing White Wolf Mountain again, even though like it wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be, or like as I hyped it up to be, but I still just don't feel like doing it because I have really no quick means of transportation. But I'm gathering all these weeds to put in the compost bin because that is also worth XP. So essentially what I'm doing is just kind of taking farming slow. It's a pretty passive skill while we go train Hunter or do just pretty much anything else. We made it to the Yanil Hunter store, so that is the wrong person because there's 2 NPCs in here that you can buy stuff from. So I am going to get a noose wand. I'm also going to get a bird snare. I should not need a teasing stick. Should be able to get a farming level here. There we go, level 3 farming. I can now grow barley entirely off of raking. We have started our Hunter journey. I remember this area from whenever Hunter actually like released. I mean that's really like going back, but I remember how much fun it was whenever this was like a brand new skill. I didn't make it very far in Hunter or really in any skill at that point. If I would have known how awful it was, I probably would have felt much differently about it then. And this will take us to Hunter level 2. This is actually a lot faster than I thought. I mean, I know I only got 1 level, but I, for some reason, remember this being a lot longer. It only took 3 kebits to get to level 2. Here we go. Level 10 Hunter. At this point, I am done with Hunter. It's definitely going to come in handy later on in the account, just because I think the Hunters Guild will be a great source of income. But right now, I'm going to go check on my compost and hopefully speed up the farming grind a little bit. And back to raking, we checked the compost and that got us up to farming level 4. So we are making progress on farming. Just made my last load of compost here over in Artie. That overall got me to level 7, just since I've been doing it pretty passively. And I think at this point, I am going to switch over to Falador so I can start my agility training over in Draenor Manor. And that's another more recent change as well. You don't have to do the gnome course anymore, so I think that's what we're going to go do. Here we are running our first lap over here in Draenor. Overall, I don't think agility should be that bad early level, especially with this change. So you guys can watch me run this first lap here. And the other thing I wanted to mention is I do apologize if I sound slightly weird. Basically, during episode 1, I ended up breaking a front tooth, and now I sound kind of weird because the temporary crown finally fell out. So hopefully that'll be fixed in a couple days. But for now, I probably sound a little bit different. So hopefully it's not too bad, and it should be pretty short term. So we'll get through it. And here we go, about to complete the first lap. You can already see that got me basically half of the way. Oh, wow, that actually got me to level 2 already. Wow. Awesome. So this should go pretty quick. We're about to finish up the last lap of the course we need to get to level 10. This has been an awesome change. They did this as part of Project Rebalance, and it's going to take me 10 laps in order to get to level 10 agility. So this went incredibly fast. Like, this went a lot faster than I was expecting. I got 2 marks of grace for doing it. So this is like an incredible change for like early game agility. It's way better than the gnome course. It just goes a lot faster overall, and I'm definitely happy with the change because agility in general isn't my favorite skill, and this just makes it that much more bearable. So this was definitely a good change by the J mods, and you can see we just hit level 10. All right, it actually just told me I could use the Draenor Village course, so they need to update that. But that's, overall, this has been a fantastic change. I think at this point, I'm going to go do runecrafting just so I can get some runes for magic in case I need that for Slayer. So I think we're going to do runecrafting and then Slayer. And after that, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I know construction is going to be last, though. So that's kind of the agenda. But you can see overall the account's making pretty good progress. I'm already at 220 total level, and I'm definitely having fun with some of these changes like this one for agility. Here we are mining our first set of rune essence. We are under level 30, so we only get rune essence, not pure essence. And I know most people really hate rune crafting, and I'm not like a huge fan of rune crafting in general, but this really like early game rune crafting, like I just don't mind at all. Like, I have some good memories of doing that. Even after they launched Old School RuneScape, I just have good memories of that. I remember the first time I ever went to San Diego for work. I just remember being in the hotel, and after basically working all day and then going out to dinner and stuff like that, it was like 9 p.m. I just remember relaxing in my hotel room by doing this exactly, because like my rune crafting level was like 1 or whatever, when I first started that account like 2 years ago. So I don't mind it. It definitely reminds me of some fun I've had before, playing the game and just, the places I've been. I'm about to start running these air runes, and I ended up getting 335 rune essence. We are 1 off though, because I ended up getting a cosmic talisman from a mysterious old man random event. So we are 1 off, and I originally wanted to run air runes until level 2 and then start doing mind runes. But I realized I don't actually have a mind talisman, and I'm not even sure where you get one of those. So I'm hoping that I can basically just get my magic level high enough to not need mind runes, because I'm going to need to buy them. And then I can just get a chaos talisman somewhere. That shouldn't be too big of an issue since those are pretty common. The other thing you may have noticed is I ended up turning off my cursor. I was just trying that out, seeing if that helped, and I'm not a huge fan of that, so I switched back to not having the cursor showing. This is the final load of air runes. I think I got around like 200 or something. I can check when I go to the bank, but there we go, level 10. I can now make dust runes if I had if I had pure essence or a talisman to do that. But I'm done with rune crafting. So now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to finish out the skills that I had like partially leveled. So that's mainly going to be fishing, fire making, and then wood cutting. But what I'm going to do before I actually get to that is I'm going to actually get a Slayer task, just since I'm already here. And with the low level monsters that I'm probably going to get assigned, I think it just makes sense to grab it here, like, because there's a good chance that I end up getting something like cows. I really hope I do not get cows as any of the Slayer tasks for level 10, because basically every video at this point has involved me killing cows, chickens, or both. So I think if I get a cow task and I have to slaughter more cows in episode 3, I think PETA's gonna like copyright strike my channel or whatever. I forgot that there is a tree patch in Valador, so more raking. All right, we are about to get the first Slayer task. Please do not be cows. All right, what's a Slayer? Okay. Cool, teach me. Bats. Okay, sweet. We are back to our roots, fishing in the Lumbridge Swamp. I switched to sardines, so I bought a fishing bait pack and then a fishing rod, which set me back on cash. But the sardines should help more than the shrimp would, and it made it go a little bit faster. So we're about to hit level 10, and that's the other reason I bought that, because then I can catch herring. There we go, level 10. Now I'm going to switch to wood cutting and fire making. I'm going to cook these sardines and hopefully not burn too many of them. But after wood cutting and fire making, I am going to start that Slayer task. This will be the last tree to get me to level 10. I am going to finish out the inventory though, just because there we go. Just because my fire making level is slightly lower than my wood cutting level is 6. My fire making level is currently 5. So I'm hoping the full inventory should be enough to get me to level 10 fire making. And I should need like one more fire. I am level 10. Smokey the Bear is currently rolling over in his grave. He hasn't been doing a great job of preventing wildfires anyway, so I don't feel too bad. But now we got some extra logs, which should help in construction. So made a slight detour so that we could get to level 9 farming. We should just need to rake 2 more weeds and then we should be good to get that level. I really want to get to level 10 because obviously like that's the goal right now, but also then this whole row will be completed, which will be awesome to see. It'll look great in the skills page. There we go. We can now grow Guam leaf, but I've realized I don't know if I've ever actually seen a Guam seed. I'm not sure where you get them. You can probably get them from master farmers, like I'm sure, but I can't pickpocket those until level 38. So I'm thinking we're probably just going to end up killing men to get Guam leaves. Starting the Slayer task, I'm going to use up the cooked beef first, but this region, for those of you who don't know, is called Silveria. It's where you do Rag and Bone Man 1 and 2, or where you get them, I guess. So most people really have no reason to come here except to get to the temple for going to like Mauritania. These bats only drop bat bones, so that's kind of useless to me. But I guess at the end of the day, it at least gives me prayer XP. I don't think this should take too long, and I don't think these bats I shouldn't use a lot of food on these bats. I'm probably not going to show like every part of Slayer just because I'm sure you don't really want to see me just killing random NPCs like this. If we get a cow task though, I'll record it. We'll see if PETA really will copyright strike me. Just finished up the first Slayer task. I'm gonna have to go back and get another task, but overall that got me to level 3 Slayer, so it kind of worked out. I got a couple defense levels as well. I got a prayer level. Got a prayer level, and overall it definitely got me a good amount of experience. The Bat Slayer task wasn't actually terrible. I was so close to the farming level, I just decided to wait out the farming tick, and a farming tick in RuneScape is roughly like 5 minutes. So I think I need like 2 or 3 weeds raked in order to get to level 10. Again, which kind of disgusts me that I got to level 10 farming without actually growing anything. Probably gonna rake all these weeds just to get that extra 4 XP, but I'm hoping at some point to do something a bit more efficient for farming, but that all kind of hinges on getting seeds at some point. And hopefully there we go, level 10. I can now grow red berries. So hopefully I can find something that drops seeds, or I can just start pickpocketing farmers or something to make this a little bit easier on myself, because there's no way I can just like rake my way to 99. But since we're not going to actively be raking things anymore, I'm going to put this in the tool leprechaun. Now, I said I wasn't going to show you all of Slayer, but we got our second Slayer task and it ended up being skeletons. So there are a couple issues right off the bat with that, mainly that I am level 20 and the skeletons that I can fight are either level 22 or level 25 in the Draenor sewers, so they are a higher level than me. But there are also some pros that I really can't ignore, and that's mainly their drop table. Like, there is a lot of stuff on their drop table that I just need. Like, they drop iron and steel arrows, they drop a lot of good runes for me, they drop Guam leaves. I'm sure they drop coins and stuff like that. I think they drop an iron scimitar, which I can then sell. So I think overall it's going to work out. It's going to be a pain. Now I'm taking my entire food stack. I got the strength potion I got from the random event, and because they're weak to crush, I ended up having to go with the iron mace. So hopefully I don't have to upgrade that, but it does net me an overall +9 crush bonus with like the gloves, which I think also provide a crush bonus. I'm hoping I don't have to do a gear upgrade just because that would further deplete the cash stack. Should be about to hit level 20. There we go, level 20 strength before basically doing anything significant on this account. No quests done basically that would reward strength XP. And the other thing I want to mention is I won't say the wiki lied to me about drops. I did get some chaos runes just there, of course, as I said that. I don't want to say the wiki lied to me about drops, but it was very misleading. Basically, everything I got from killing like 12 skeletons so far, or like 15 skeletons, I guess, is in my inventory right now. It's like bones, a couple coins, and a Guam leaf. Getting some more fish this time than I usually do, but I just noticed like what kind of fishing technique is the character like exhibiting? Like he's bobbing his head and his hands, and I haven't been fishing in a couple of years, but I'm not familiar with that particular technique. And just since it's a milestone level 20 cooking, there we go. All right, I just finished off the skeleton task, and overall got a shitload of levels. I mean, I think I got like 5 strength levels, like 3 attack levels, 2 hit points levels, a bunch of slayer levels. And I thought slayer was only for combat, but I ended up getting just an ass load of fishing and cooking levels because I needed food, because the skeletons were a lot harder than I thought. So that'll definitely help out for later tasks, but it kind of sucks because I basically used up all my fishing bait. You can see I had to use my prayer basically to get through the skeletons, which really surprised me. This is all kind of pointing to why I usually wait to train Slayer until my combat is higher. If I'm lucky, I can get a cape off this highwayman. He's definitely easier than the skeletons were. And I think what I did figure out, though, is that I can kill the dark wizards in Draenor Village to try and get some runes or talismans that maybe I can use whenever I go to start training magic. So, sweet, we got the cape. There we go. I should have done this first. It would have given me one more crush bonus against these stupid skeletons. And this should end up being the last task that I need to get to level 10. So now I have to kill ghosts. So I got to figure out where to find those. But yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually killed a ghost. We have bumped up the Dark Wizard killing. Basically, they drop mind runes, and I've found out that ghosts are now, with the Project Rebalance changes, they are now weak to air spells, which is basically the only spells I can cast somewhat effectively since I have a shitload of air runes but no mind runes. So they drop both mind runes, and more importantly, they drop a staff. A staff will be the first weapon I have that can actually like auto cast spells. So when I'm fighting the ghosts, I don't actually have to keep like manually clicking the spell book. But if nothing else, I'm hoping. Okay, holy shit, we already got the staff. That was like 2 kills in, so that's awesome. I got a blood rune drop, which is like a meme drop from these dark wizards. And I only got 2 of them, but that's worth like 500 coins if I sell it to a rune store. And then I got a pinball random event, which got me 5 cut rubies. So that's like 3,000 if I sell it to a gem trader. So I ran into a slight issue. I cannot sell the blood or nature or cosmic runes to the rune store, which is, again, more false advertising. I'm just recharging my prayer. I am going to run to Al Kharid. Hopefully I can then sell these cut rubies for a nice cash stack, and that should be enough to make everything else work. I also want to buy some fishing bait as well, just because I'm basically out from the skeletons, and that's going to be like my best source of food for a while. There we go. We just sold the cut rubies, and we have over 3,000 gold. So this is probably, the highest my bank has ever been. Still need to pay the toll here, but it's worth it. I think one of the first quests that I do after I get everything to level 10 will be Prince Ollie Rescue, just so I don't have to deal with that anymore. Betty will not take our blood runes or any other high level runes, but she will take our money. So I think I'm going to buy 5 mind rune packs. I bought a fly fishing rod, feathers, fishing bait, like I said. But I'm going to buy 5 packs of these, just figuring 500 casts it'll definitely be more than enough for the ghosts. But I am hoping that this might be able to get me up to level 17. So there we go. Unpack these, and I think that's where I'm going to call it for the day. I think I'm going to pick back up tomorrow, get some food, and then finish off Slayer. This is the most accessible place I can think of to actually like fight ghosts. But I did want to record this because this is like the week after Project Rebalance, and ghosts now have a weakness to air spells. And this is actually going pretty crazy. Like I think I got like a max hit of 9 on one of these ghosts. Luckily, so this should go pretty quick, but luckily they don't drop anything, I think like ever. So hey, look, at a total level of 300. So I don't really think there's going to be any type of issue with my inventory. Whereas like with the Dark Wizards, I was running out of space at times because I was killing them so fast. The skeletons didn't drop anything, so they don't count. But that kind of all blends together. But let's see if I can get a good max hit there. So like I got a hit of 8. There's a 9. So like this is actually going super fast. And Project Rebalance is basically the reason why for people who might not be familiar with it. So I'm liking the change so far. So I was wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong for once. This ghost should actually get me to Slayer level 10. So we'll be finished up with the Slayer grind. Again, I think thematically this is perfect. Finishing up level 10 Slayer in the one bathroom in RuneScape. So at least as far as I'm aware, I don't think I've ever actually seen a bathtub anywhere except here. Also, I just checked my XP rates with these changes, and I'm getting like 11k XP per hour on these ghosts because I can hit them so hard. So that's kind of another thing to keep in mind. Like if you're starting a new account, like training methods probably will change as a result. You can see I just got level 15. Training methods probably will change as a result of Project Rebalance. So something to keep in mind, like this is going to make magic level up a lot faster. Like if I had to just cast Wind Strike before they had like these elemental weaknesses, like I'd be doing like a max hit of like 2 on these ghosts. And now I'm basically multiplying that by like 6 in some cases, because I know I saw 12 in a max hit splat. I did end up staying here till 17. It literally took an extra like 3 ghost kills. So it was just definitely worth it to do that. I can now cast Wind Strike, or not Wind Strike, Wind Bolt if I need to. I think I'm going to go do the clue scroll though. Hopefully it doesn't take too long because I'm recording this before work. So I basically have like 20 minutes to do this. All right, we got the casket. I did not know this was a location for a beginner clue scroll, but let's see. Oh, holy shit. That's actually awesome. 1, I don't have any chaps. 2, I definitely need a staff of fire. And I have the steel plate legs. I can at least sell the skirt though, and that'll be worth some money. This was actually worth it. Like the staff of fire is incredible. Like I can make the air runes. I don't care about that. But like the staff of fire, we're putting that on. Let's go. Let's just wear the whole outfit. We can't, 'cause 2 of them are leg slot items, but let's go. This helps quite a lot. We're About to start our penultimate grind. We have two skills left to train, which both notably suck for ironmen, Herblore, and construction. So hopefully this isn't terrible. I'm going to buy a mortar and pestle. I'm 99% sure I have one. Get the Eye of Newt and get the water-filled vial pack. Now I'm going to go. Can I unpack these here? Open Eye of Newt pack. Okay, so they just come noted. So I'm going to go to a bank. I am going to make all of the attack potions I can, and then I have to figure out a way to get more Guam leaves. It's most likely going to be men in Edgeville because I could do Chaos Druids down in the Taverley dungeon, but I don't really think that's going to be worth it comparatively. Like they do have some really good drops, but they're also like level 13, whereas like men are level 2, so they should be much quicker to kill, and they should also damage me much less. I also decided to show this unicorn who's boss. There's an important reason for that because I have a Marintil potion here. It's trying to run away. I didn't know they did that. I mean, if it is, it kind of sucks at it, but all right, because we can now make an anti-poison. And I'm not intending to need that at this point, but I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So we made that. And now starts the Men in Edgeville grind. Trust me, bro. I saw this on Gilnor Games Season 3. That means it has to work. I don't know what this random place is. Like it's like a warehouse or something. You got a lot of hay. I'll tell you that. Guam leaves are like a 1 in 20 drop from these guys, so we may be here a while, but also we should be pretty safe and we should be able to kill these guys pretty quick. We might get some stuff along the way, like the coins here, the bronze bolts that I got, other herbs. So it's all going to come in handy. I can use up one of the attack potions because I'm just going to have a ton of them left. I can finally run again, so I might as well use that while I have it. At some point, I'm going to need to train more agility just so my run replenishes even slightly faster. These guys are just stacked with bronze bolts. All right, we'll check back in. Oh, level 19 attack and level 24 combat. We will check back in once I've made some progress on Herblore. And here is the riveting conclusion of our Herblore journey. We're also war criminals now. We killed a lot of men and a lot of unicorns to get to this point. We got a beginner clue scroll, so I will probably go do that. Just, in case I do get something that's like somewhat useful to me, maybe I can sell it. Like the last clue scroll ended up awesome. So if I get like a staff of air, that'd be cool too. Y'all thought I was done, but I got this banked. I got 10 Herblore banked right here. Here we go. We won't get poisoned for like 27 doses because we don't have an amulet of chemistry. We can only make 3-dose potions. There we go. Level 10 Herblore. That sucked. All right. On to the clue scroll and then construction. All right. We just got the casket. This is the very last thing standing between us and construction, which means base 10s. Last skill. Come on, mole slippers. Oh shit, a staff of earth. That and a steel dagger. That might actually help. This was actually worth it. I've been having some good luck because this. What is this high out for? 900. It's basically 900 coins that I just don't have. I chopped 110 logs. I'm going to get 100 planks for construction, which should be more than enough, I hope. But I'm taking the whole cash stack, which is 3,702 coins, because I don't know if I've ever actually made planks this way. I usually just buy them or get them through something else like Temporos or drops or whatever. So we'll see if this is enough money. I hope it is. I hope I'm actually going the right way to the sawmill as well. Because like I said, I don't know if I've ever done this. Probably for like the Varrock Diary or something. No, that definitely ain't the sawmill. There we go. So I am in the right place. All right, let's see how much this costs. 100 GP per, what the fuck? All right. unless I can think of something better in the next like hour, I am going to train mining and smithing because we need money. Otherwise, we're kind of just fucked for construction. All right, we are on our way to finish up construction, or I guess really finish up buying planks. I ended up just fletching out this cash stack. So what I ended up doing was basically making like 84, I think, longbows. It ended up getting us to level 16 fletching. We got some crafting levels, some wood cutting levels. I'm really hoping 54 planks is going to be enough to get me to level 10. I'm thinking it should be. I wanted 100 planks, but obviously, just because I don't have the money for that, like that's just not going to work out. Basically, we are not going to train much construction here. Oh, god damn it. It does not come with a fucking kitchen. I can't pay for that. Basically, I have no money. You're looking at my entire cash stack right here. I'm building all the chairs. I can destroy them later. I bought a bunch of steel nails just because they were cheap. But yeah, I was hoping I could just go to larders, but that's not going to happen. And there, now we have 3 chairs. Luckily, that went faster than I thought. And with this bookcase, we should get to level 10 construction. There we go. We are now base 10s. And we have some planks and nails to spare, which is awesome because I just did not expect that. And there we go. I'm going to call this as episode 3. We did a lot this episode. We got all of our remaining skills up to level 10, and then quite a few beyond that. Just in the process of getting the other ones to level 10. But we are now base 10s. Probably not going to train much construction, but now the account can really take off. I'm going to say out of all the skills that are different between ironmen and mains, I'm going to say probably construction's definitely a lot different. But beyond that, I'm going to say some of the other big ones are obviously Herblore and Runecrafting, just because I definitely had to change my approach there. And I can say pretty confidently that I really am enjoying this game mode. It does make me really want to play the main though. I'm playing both at the same time, at different points and switching off of them. And they're both really making me sort of appreciate the other play style. So like that's cool. And that's definitely one of the major goals that I had with starting this account and starting to play as an Iron Man as well. But I think from this point forward, we can kind of make a more traditional like account progression. But I really did want to just see all these skills and how they're different from one another between the Iron Man and the main type play style. Finally, again, I'm recording this episode before I actually release episode 2. But if it's anything like episode 1, I definitely want to thank everyone who actually watched the videos, just because I was really blown away with the number of views that I got. I want to thank everyone for all of their support, and I will see you in the next episode when things can really take off. But I also just want to mention, like, I do have some plans that definitely involve Varlamore, and I think they'll be really cool to see and see how they play out. The next episode, I think, is mostly going to be focused on questing and getting some other skills up that might come in handy later with some of the other grinds, and definitely figuring out a better way to make money because right now I just don't have a way to do that.